Pope Francis's funeral was held at 10 o'clock a.m. local time on the morning of the 26th in St. Peter's Square in Rome. The ceremony was celebrated by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, Dean of the College of Cardinals. Dignitaries and members of royal families from around the world, as well as tens of thousands of the faithful, gathered to pay their respects. It is estimated that some 250,000 mourners filled the surrounding streets, while tens of thousands more stood within St. Peter's Square. Among the many heads of state and government leaders in attendance were President Donald Trump and President Volodymyr Zielinski. After offering their condolences, they held their first face-to-face meeting since their heated confrontation at the White House in February. President Trump described the meeting as productive. The chosen burial site also broke with the precedent set by most of his predecessors. In the past, popes have been interred in the crypt beneath St. Peter's Basilica, but Francis opted instead for the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore in Rome's Esquilino district outside Vatican City. The Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore is home to a renowned icon of the Virgin Mary and the relic of the manger from Jesus' birth. It was a place especially dear to Francis, where he would pray before and after every foreign trip. Pope Francis deliberately set aside traditional papal funerary pomp. Last April, he approved a simplified rite, emphasizing his wish to be buried like any other member of the Church, without lavish display, raised platforms for the coffin, or ornate cushions. As he himself put it, there must be dignity, but not those cushions. I find such ceremonies too elaborate. World leaders including President Trump paused before the coffin to pay their respects. They came not only from Christian nations, but from across the globe. Prince William represented his father, the King, and the British Prime Minister also expressed his homage. When President Zielinski appeared on the giant screen, the congregation broke into enthusiastic applause. Finally, the cardinals fell into procession. Pope Francis had requested that, at the start of the funeral mass, his coffin remain at the same level as the people, rather than being elevated. This was followed by the Liturgy of the Word.
Pope Francis wanted his coffin not raised, but on a level with the people as the funeral mass began. Then the Liturgy of the Word to Bible readings.
A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. In those days, Peter opened his mouth and said, "Truly, I understand that God shows no partiality.
Dominus pascit me, et nihil mihi derit.
The service was led by the Dean of the College of Cardinals. He was a pope among the people, with an open heart towards everyone. He was also a pope attentive to the signs of the times and what the Holy Spirit was awakening in the Church. With his characteristic vocabulary and language, rich in images and metaphors, he always sought to shed light on the problems of our time with the wisdom of the gospel. In front of world leaders, many of whom won power with messages contrary to that of Pope Francis, there was praise for his championing of the poor and the disadvantaged. His gestures and exhortations in favor of refugees and displaced persons are countless. His insistence on working on behalf of the poor was constant. The Vatican says 250,000 people attended the funeral. Many took communion, from the poorest to the most powerful. As final prayers were said, the Vatican, the wider Catholic community, and much of the rest of the world said their farewells to Pope Francis. He passed through St. Peter's Basilica one final time, starting the journey across Rome to his final resting place, at the Church of Santa Maria Maggiore, his burial in a poorer area of the city, an example in death of the principles by which he lived his life.